Hey guys,
Hey everyone!
welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video. We appreciate it and we hope you guys enjoy it. Good morning everybody.
Good morning, guys.
Today is Monday morning. We are heading to my mom's house. We're gonna make a quick stop here. We're gonna pick up my niece and then we're gonna take her out to Farmington. She's got something to do out there that pertains to her school. So we're gonna take her out there, and it's usually a couple hours drive there and a couple hours drive back. So should be a nice little cruise.
It's windy today, so I know we're going to be blowing back and forth.
Oh man,
It's not even noontime yet, and the winds are pretty strong.
it's getting kind of warm already.
73 degrees.
Man, how many times people go past this T in the road? We are getting into Farmington right now. Nice little drive. I was working on some editing. We've been having some conversations. Been all right. There's Amy. She's the one that's going to be hopping off here in a bit. We're going to come back out Friday. We're going to pick her up. So we're here, and now she's checking to see what is already graffitied on, so she doesn't get charged for graffiti. We're just checking out Farmington before we head back to Gallup. We're going to do a quick cruise through, check it out. We're over here just checking out the water. Enjoying the shade.
Yes. I'm enjoying the shade. I'm enjoying the sun. I'm enjoying the water, the sound of the water.
Sounds very peaceful.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bag right there.
We're taking a nice little walk. We are enjoying these trees. These are awesome.
I like them a lot.
The area here is actually pretty cool too.
The water is awesome.
The river's back there.
I was just informed we need this much water for this tree.
Yeah, Mama wants a tree this big in the yard, so we need a river by the house. This is how big the tree is. Actually, it looks kind of tiny on the camera, but it's huge. This will always be a nice walk in the middle of the afternoon. I'll bet if we came back this evening, it would still be a nice walk. What do you think, Mama?
I think it's always going to be a nice walk.
All right, guys, before we take off from Farmington, we met up with Amy Kay, and something we've never done before. She's going to take us into Sam's Club.
What?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and check this out with her. We're going to hang out with her for a bit, and then we're going to take off back to Gallup. back to Gallup. We had a pretty good day today. We had a nice little drive, dropped my niece off, and we met up with Amy Kay out there at Sam's Club, and she bought a bunch of snacks and stuff for the boys and for the house. So thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
We set up some plans for tattoos, so we're going to get to that soon. And we had a nice little cruise back. So nice chill day. Going to get back to the work tomorrow. But the boys will have snacks for a bit, so that's awesome. We really do appreciate that. Thank you again.
Yes, thank you so much.
So we are getting burnt out. We went for a nice little walk today too by the river, so that was kind of cool. But definitely a little burnt out. I'm starting to feel it. So we're almost home. Maybe like 20 more minutes or so.
Yep.
Mama Bear and I made it back to the house to these guys. They seem to be doing all right. They were playing outside when we got back. They've got a little water thing set up outside. Oh, I need to cut my hair. Dinner was awesome too. Chicken and potatoes. I'm heading into the shop right now. Mama's going to drop me off and come back out to the house. I just wanted to get a lot of the heavy stuff done before I took off, so Mama don't have to lift anything or move anything. So now I'm going to cruise in. I got to finish up what I was working on last week and start on those vans. I got to work on the AC on two vans. One of them has a blower motor problem, and the other one has, I think it's just a condenser problem, or I need to recharge it. So I'm going to check it. They said the switch is not working. But we checked the cabin filter on this one yesterday when we were at the Smoothie King joint, and I was all smacking around on the ground. I couldn't get it all to clear, so I need to get a new one of those. It should be coming up here pretty soon. And an oil change. We got this truck in the air and checked the transmission leak. Ow. It's actually not even a transmission leak. It is from the rear main seal, and it is dripping out of this hole, and it's getting on the transmission, which is coming out. So the transmission pan is good, but that rear main seal is going to be a little bit to get to. So we're not going to do that one on here just yet. For now there, we got to move this. It was starting, and now it won't. This one is done with the stage that it's in right now, but this dude has moved to the one back there. So that one's getting stripped down. I got to move the convertible, get this one out of here, and start on those vans. I got this one running pretty good. It starts fine. It runs fine. And when I first started on it, every time I would put it in gear, I had to 2-foot it. So I'd have to keep the gas going, and I would have to hold the brake while I put it in drive or reverse. Now, when I start it, it starts fine. And when it goes into gear, it doesn't change a whole lot. So it's actually running pretty good now. I got a couple of hose clamps I got to put on the return lines for the fuel pump, and then this one's going to come down. I got to do the windshield on it whenever this dude gets back from lunch, and I got to start on these vans. So this is where we cut this, and when we cut this part of the body line is inside the truck right here. So on the windshield, this is on the inside, and then this rolls over to the outside. So this is behind the windshield, and we cut off the little lip that folds over it, and that's this piece that we cut off. That's that piece right there. And we cut that little lip off that goes over this, which would leave a little channel right in this way for the glass to fit in. And then there's a little lock that goes on top, which is this stuff right here. And now I'm gonna put it back in. We gotta put this on first. We got to put the rubber strip on before anything else, but before that I have to clean all this. So there's some old silicone and windshield glue on here that I'm going to clean off real quick. Finally getting done with this. I'm cleaning up this hydraulic fluid that was leaking out the other day when the solenoid went bad. So I've got most of it cleaned up. I just got a little bit left to do. Alright, I'm done with the white van, so I'm going to start on this one now. I have no room to put this in the shop, so this is going to get really warm out here. Alright, I'm bleaching this out and getting it ready to go back in. After what seems like a long afternoon, or a long day, we're finally home. I'm going to go inside and eat, and I probably won't make it past that.
I don't think so. It's already 7 o'clock.
The Jackson show.
Mr. Sunburn.
Oh man. Jackson was
say, ow, 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 ow.
Hey, baby boy.
Duke's here.
Duke's here too. This little chick was playing outside again. So it's bath time. Michael was outside watering the plants for Mama. So he got muddy too. And Jackie is in here. How's summer going, bro? Let me see your back. Look how sunburnt this guy is. Crazy dude. We told him to. Now he wants to, he finally put sunscreen on afterwards.
I think she loves bath time.
She doesn't like getting there, but when she's there, she loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mama, I love how much you love these animals.
Mm-hmm.
I made it here to the shop. This rear main seal is here for this truck. So I'll be doing that today. And look at this. I remember that the last regulator that we needed, we ordered one and ended up taking one out of the vents in the back and putting it in there instead, which worked fine. So this one here is the new regulator, and this one's going to go into the vent that's outside, I guess. Before I start on this rear main seal on the square body Chevy, I have to work on this van again real quick. And it is the van that I was working on yesterday, but yesterday I figured out what was wrong with the regulator, and the regulator was bad. The springs came out, the cables came out, everything. I put a vice grip in the door to temporarily hold it until the window regulator came in the mail. So the owner was digging through the shelves of parts that we have, and he found one of the window regulators that was ordered a while back for one of these vans. So I'm going to put that one in here, and then I'm going to work on another van that's got kind of the same problem, but that one's a different year. So I'm going to do the same thing with that one to fix it temporarily until I can get that one ordered. Again, I will start by removing these plastic covers, which cover screws right there and right there. And after I pull those two screws off, I will use this tool and I will remove all the clips along the edge down there, along the edge down there, and along the edge right there. Then we will remove this plastic piece here. We'll just get that out of the way right now. After the panel comes off, we'll remove this strip right here that's inside the window, and then we'll have access to the window regulator. I forgot these. We're going to pull these out as well. Every time I get into these door panels and I look at the screws on these window regulators, this front one that's closest to the mirror, so it would be the front top one, is always loose like this in these regulators. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do with how these come loose and everything falls apart in here. So this one, see, it wasn't even in there. So this might be loose due to that. Doesn't seem too bad, but I wonder if that's got something to do with it, because that's not the first one that I pulled apart that had this bolt loose out of the four. There's one down here, one down here, one up and back here, and then this one right here. As soon as I pulled the motor out of here, you can already see there's a problem with what is going on with this regulator. As soon as I pulled the panel, the regulator started falling out, so it shouldn't take long. On these caravans, after like 10 of them, I've realized that it's a lot easier to just pull the bottom open and then slide the regulator in from underneath here. So I've got both pieces, both of the major pieces up there, and then the part that goes to the motor is right here. So this will line up perfectly right there. Not even a problem. So that goes there, and then this one will line up to this hole right here. Now that we've got the motor secured and we've got everything ready to go, I'm going to hook this up and then move the window upward a little bit. And a lot of times when you're hooking these up and you've taken this apart, don't forget to hook this body control module back up, because all of this wiring runs through here as far as like the auto up and the auto down on these rides. So if you don't hook this up, these buttons won't work. Since everything is hooked up, let's see if this will move up. Awesome. Now both of these should be moving up to a spot where I can properly put the window in, which will be about right there. Now I got to put this glass back in there. The cool thing about the way this is set up is because this little clip has an angle on it, all you have to do really is push the window down and then it'll slide right in. But when I push the window down, I'm going to hold the bottom up just so we don't damage anything, and then I'll clip that in right now. And this is what it'll look like when it is clipped in. Now to the front. The same way, I will move this down a bit, and then we'll clip this one in. Now they're both clipped in. So I'm going to finish putting this door back together. I'll put the speaker back on after I'm done, and I'll cover this back up and put the panel back on. Nice. Looks like the window is working. Cool. This one's a little older, but same deal. This one I'm going to have to pull the window up and then secure it until a new regulator comes in for it. Alright, all I did was remove the screws. One here, one here. I've got one left right here. And then we should be able to pull the window regulator off of the window motor. And once we disengage the teeth on this, we should be able to move the window up and down freely. Now, with the vice grip in there on the track, it is holding this window up. I put the regulator back on here just so it doesn't bounce around and damage anything. And I'm going to put the panel back on. This one's ready to go back. Alright, now this one is good too. The window regulator is going to be ordered, and the AC is working, so I don't have to worry too much about this window right now. Okay, so I've got this in here now, and I've got it seated properly down here, and I've got this where number one plug is going to be. I marked it right there, so it looks good. I'm going to see if the distributor cap's going to clear though. I might have a problem with that. Alright, the timing on this thing's been making me crazy. So it was taken apart, and we tried to set the timing on it. I tried to set the timing on it. I totally spaced out that when the distributor shaft was pulled out of here, it wasn't even set at top dead center. So it was working before it started and it ran, but we had a problem with the distributor shaft and all the components under there. So we swapped that out, but the distributor shaft was just pulled straight out. And then I came over here, and then I got done with the van outside, and I came over here, and I ended up setting this at top dead center, and then I put the distributor shaft in, and we couldn't get it to fire right, and it was on the wrong stroke. It wasn't on the compression stroke where it was firing. It was actually on the stroke that is exhaust valve is open and it's pushing exhaust out. So it was backfiring through the intake and the exhaust. We swapped it around. We went 180. So what I do with that is I'll usually put the crank at top dead center, and then I'll look at the distributor shaft, and in this case, this one is number one right here. So the rotor pointed from here to there, and when I put it to top dead center on the crank, it sits here, but because the camshaft is timed different than the crank, the cam turns one full turn for every 2 turns the crank turns. So when I pulled it off, it was on the compression stroke. The rotor actually sat pointing this way, right? The rotor actually sat pointing this way right here. So I just took the distributor shaft out, flipped it around 180, put the rotor back to where it's sitting on this side, and now I'm going to see if it starts. Hopefully that was the problem, because it's got new components in the distributor shaft, it's got a new carb, and I fixed all the other problems. So hopefully this thing starts right up without any problems. This thing's been making me nuts all afternoon. Whoa, that's cool. Wow. This sounds pretty nice. It's running pretty smooth. Yeah. I'm real happy with the way that was running. Man, it's running nice. Well, I guess that was the last thing, so that car is ready to go. Man, it starts nice and it runs nice. I don't even have to get in it. I just start it and it runs. Right now, I'm gonna get ready to change the rear main seal on this thing, so I'm gonna get it up on the lift. Okay, I started by removing the starter and this flex plate cover. I'm moving on to the drive shaft. I've got these bolts taken off that hold these in here, that hold the U-joint in here. So I'm gonna pop this out right now and remove this drive shaft. Good news. Upon further inspection, that rear main seal is not leaking, but all of this oil here, all of this oil is coming from the oil pan gasket. And that's what's leaking all back here. That's what's leaking all over back here. And it's coming from the front and back. Usually there's a rubber grommet that goes right here when you get a new oil pan gasket. And this one has a new gasket because you can see the side that runs down there. And you can see this side that runs down there. But there's usually a little black rubber piece that goes right in here. And it's the thickness of this silicone right there. So I'm assuming there's no black grommet right there. But that would explain all the grease everywhere. And that will be an easy fix. We'll get an oil pan gasket tomorrow and I'll change it out. I was checking on a trailer a while ago. It's got a hydraulic leak where the tanks were welded together. And when I went outside, I noticed that Mama Bear is here to pick me up. So I'm gonna roll out now. The shop owner just took off with that convertible Mustang. Took Draven for a ride. Kind of cool. The boys are still out for a cruise. I just hopped in the truck because I'm super tired. And whenever they get back, we're going to roll out. Gotta get home. This is what's for dinner tonight. Got a steak, sweet potato, some hominy, and some rice. This is gonna be good. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys again for stopping by and hanging out with us for a little bit.
Thanks for all of the support, guys.
You guys have an awesome rest of your day.
You guys take care.
Y'all stay safe.
Peace.
Later.